This video archive comes from the March 1993 issue of MuscleMag International, and it's coming right off the 1992 Mr. Olympia contest, where Vince Taylor took a disappointing sixth place. And in this issue of MuscleMag, Rosemary Hallum does an interview with Vince Taylor, and it's called The Taylor Scoop, the straight scoop from Vince Taylor on his 92 Olympia experience. And it starts off, rumors swirled along with the news that Vince Taylor placed sixth at the 1992 Olympia. Sixth? That far down? He was expected to be first or second. What happened? Two main rumors flew. One, luggage fell out of the overhead rack in the airplane and hit Vince in the eye. And two, he was hospitalized for 2 days. Other rumors were that three, he wasn't in shape, and four, the injury was faked. Here is the truth. Having known Vince for several years, I was certain that the last two weren't true. I knew how long and hard he had prepared, trained, and dieted for the O, and he was in shape when he arrived in Helsinki. I also knew Vince's character. He's sincere, honest, and upfront. If something's his fault, he'll be the first person to say so. He isn't the type to fake anything. So that left the first two rumors. Since I like to check sources for authenticity and verification, I called Vince and his girlfriend Randy to ask them directly. Sounding in good spirits, Vince assured me he was okay. I have to generate a little positive energy. There's no sense being down. I've got to go up. My eye is okay with no permanent damage from the accident, so that's the most important thing. Here's how our conversation went. How did the accident happen? We, Vince, Randy, and the other competitors and their companions, had just arrived in Helsinki and got off the plane, having a very good time. We got on the bus that would take us to our hotel, and I threw my gym bag, which has an extra long strap, up on the overhead rack. The strap fell back down, and the end of it hit me right in the cornea. That's what I figured out later. At the time, with all the bustle of loading onto the bus, I thought something had gotten into my eye. It was like whammo. The eye hurt and was uncomfortable, like something in the corner of my eye or under the eye. In the excitement of the moment, I didn't connect that feeling with the strap incident. Randy looked at my eye but couldn't find anything in it. The eye kept feeling worse and worse, so when we got to the hotel, I put in some eye drops and I told Wayne DeMille I needed to go to the hospital to get it checked. He said the hotel staff would help me, but they were so slow that Randy and I took a cab. When we got there, a doctor looked at the eye, said it should be okay in a couple hours, and gave me some drops containing Novocaine to dull the pain. That was about 2 or 3 p.m. Randy and I went to get something to eat. Soon the Novocaine started to wear off, and the pain was 9.5 on a scale of 10. When we got back to the hotel, we phoned the doctor. He was busy, so the hospital sent a different doctor to make a house call at the hotel. This doctor said I had a scratch or gouge in the eye parallel to the eyelid, so that the gouge got irritated each time I blinked my eyes. He prescribed some cortisone medication and said the hotel personnel would get it for us. We waited around until 8 p.m. Randy phoned the desk to inquire and was told that everyone was really busy and didn't have time to help. So off went Randy to get the prescription. I stayed in bed. The cortisone medication helped a little. It brought down the pain from 9.5 to 9.0. I tried to keep my eye open and look down, but the eye teared more. I couldn't blink and I couldn't keep my eye open. I was literally shaking my head to try to shake the pain away. The eye hurt so much that I didn't get any sleep at all that night. With all that going on, you weren't able to do any of your final preparations on Wednesday, right? Correct. And Thursday wasn't much better. We phoned the second doctor who prescribed the original medication with the temporary painkiller to use a maximum of 4 times a day. It worked like a charm, instant relief for 30 minutes. But in 30.02 seconds, the pain was back. I'm thinking, I got to eat, train, run, and get in the sauna for my final preparation. I tried. I did the sauna and it felt good, but 30 minutes on the bike and 10 minutes flexing was all I could manage. The eye started throbbing and pumping so much that I had to go back to the hotel. I guess I dozed off for about a half hour that night. What happened on Friday? I went to the press conference and I told people I had a painful eye injury, but I was there at the contest and would compete. I made up my mind I'd definitely compete, even though I might be out of the running since I missed all my final preparations. After the conference, Randy and I decided the best thing to do would be to go to a local eye specialist since the hospital doctors hadn't really helped. The specialist examined my eye and said right away that I had major problems with it and I needed to get treatment since infection was setting in and since that type of injury can cause blindness if not properly treated. The drops and the cortisone were both wrong, he said. He put goop on the eye to counteract the infection so the healing process could begin, and he put a big bandage over the eye. I wore the bandage Friday and stayed at the hotel waiting for Saturday. No sleep again. But weren't you hospitalized at any time? No, everything was done on an outpatient basis. Our hospital visit taking about a half hour, the doctor visits to the hotel, going to the specialist taking an hour. What a way to finish preparation. And then on Saturday, you wore an eye patch. Yeah, I thought it would look better on stage, less distracting than a big bandage. I got an eye patch and carved it out to the right size. The elastic pressed into my eyelashes, and even that hurt. I knew at that point I was pretty dead in the water. Not even top 10, I thought. I wasn't in touch with my physique. Did the patch affect your performance, your emotional state, or confidence? I guess it had to some degree because it limited my vision. All the other contestants entered from above the stage, coming down some steps to do their routine. But I told Wayne I couldn't come down steps with the patch. I couldn't see well enough. So he let me enter from the side of the stage. My routine itself went over extremely well. The crowd loved it. I thought the hall, a big ice hockey arena actually, was too big for the kind of eye contact and communication I wanted. But otherwise, everything was great. Many people came up to me afterwards to say how much they enjoyed the routine. I was especially pleased that Ben Weider told me it was one of the most exciting routines he'd ever seen. A credit to the IFBB. All things considered, were you satisfied with your placement at sixth? I thought I was absolutely fortunate to get sixth. I was very pleased. And your opinion on the top 5 placements? This may sound strange, but it was just as I thought it would be, with the exception of my placement. I thought I'd be first or second and Dorian in the other spot. I had Kevin third, a dark horse beating Sean Ray because Kevin, was bigger and a little sharper, and overpowering Lee Labrada because of the massive look of Kevin's chest and legs. As for Kevin and me, our body parts are matchable and similar in mass, although my calves are bigger and my joints are smaller. He has a good overall package, but he's weak in the back and calves, plus not having separation and definition in the abs when standing up. I thought he and I would both do damage to Labrada and Sean. So the whole game plan took place as I expected, other than my placement. Dorian's a good champion, though to me he wasn't at his best. He was sharpest in Orlando, but sagging in Helsinki. However, he had a different posing routine, which I think helped save him. Do you think that all the contests you did last year affected you adversely? Vince swept the boards for an unprecedented 3 straight wins at the Ironman, Arnold, and Pittsburgh shows. You essentially dieted for 18 months. Was that too much? Was your body tired? Not. I could see continued improvement in my physique, and I learned more about my body. I was in fantastic shape at the Arnold Classic. I knew what I was doing. I showed up in Helsinki weighing 200, and I planned on being 206 at the contest. Everything was right on target. In other words, everything was going on schedule prior to the accident. Yes, I felt so good about my preparation. I put together a 3-part plan to win: mental readiness, physical training, and conditioning, and it was all going like clockwork. My diet was good too. I walked a pretty tight line. I had to. I'm up against tough guys. They don't let you get away with one little thing. Did you feel any stress before the accident? Yes, I was hit with some stress this time compared to last year. Why? Well, first, because I wanted to do so well, so I put some pressure on myself. Second, the hurricane in Florida, which cost me a couple of days of training. I've never experienced anything like that before. But fortunately, there was no serious damage to my home or property. Third, I got custody of my son, 13, from Germany 6 weeks before the show. I'm trying to do the right thing with him to benefit his education and promote his best interest. I hope I'm on the right track. But regardless of these things, I was staying focused, I was comfortable, and I felt good. Well, you seem pretty philosophic about the whole Olympia experience. I guess that the 92 Olympia win for me just wasn't meant to happen for whatever reason. It certainly made me want to do better, to do my best. I don't question my maker. He's given me so much already. I do want to say how much I appreciate the loyalty of my fans. Many thanks. I also appreciate MuscleMag wanting to get the record straight, go into the source to check the facts rather than just passing on rumors. Robert Kennedy and Johnny Fitness are always commendable in that respect. The fans deserve that kind of treatment. Well, what now? What are your plans for next year? Will you be entering as many contests or cutting back to 1 or 2? It's back in the saddle again. I plan on using the exact same mindset, striving again for personal victory, and entering 3 shows before the Olympia. Which 3? The Ironman and the Arnold, definitely. I heard the Pittsburgh show was moved to May. That's too late in the season to compete. So perhaps I'll do the San Jose Pro Show instead. Will you be better than ever? I have to be. Yes. I'll have an even better physique and an even better routine. Somehow I'm always the comeback kid, but I'm going on to great heights.